The hunter must hunt.
Gonna have to tolerate it, Maticus. I'm hurrying here. I just need to get water.
A hunter must hunt.
17 months, hells yeah brother. Dunno why I've subbed this long. Al is an absolute degenerate. JK.
Alrighty. Alright, we back. Oh god, no, don't do that.
A hunter must hunt.
I think that's okay. Alright. Fingerlui Mugunaf Cthulhu Rilya Gagnagel Faten. Is this stream really encrypted? It is. It is. It's triple encrypted. It's triple dog dare encrypted, actually. Unnamed comment with the 16 months of Bezos indoctrination into the cult. Welcome back to the All Has Red team, my friend. Jifferam with the 17 months.
Dogs.
My goodness. My goodness. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. I don't know why I've subbed this long. I don't know. That's a lot of money to give to a cult leader on the internet. You might want somebody to take a look at your finances there. But I certainly am grateful for your generous support of the stream. Yeah, double Rot 13 encrypted. Yes. The crabby old man with the 4-month re-indoctrination into the cult. Welcome back to the All Has Red team, my friend. Hex Digest with the 10 months. Welcome back, my friend. Good to have you all. Good to have you both in here. Is Cthulhu with us today? Cthulhu is always with us. He slips in and out of our dreams, but we can feel him with us today when we're here gathering in his presence. Okay, Today we are continuing the Wreath network at long last, because if it goes much longer, I'm not going to remember anything that was done. We're probably going to have to re-compromise it, but we'll go right through the pivoting aspects, and go to get to the parts that we have not been to yet. Logging into TryHackMe here. There we go. Yep, we're going to be pivoting.
Pivot! Pivot!
What's the Wreath network? Yes, there is a link. 1 second. The Wreath network is on TryHackMe. It is a free network to basically teach you the basics of pivoting through a network and compromising multiple machines. Here is the link to Wreath right there. So we've already if I remember right, let's review how far we've gotten here. How far we've gotten. Okay, so in general content creation news, I do have my YouTube video about the Win32 API is live, and I'm now working on a Patreon video on DLL sideloading. We're going to talk about how to weaponize DLL sideloading for sort of that super antivirus evasion and super antivirus and EDR evasion. DLL sideloading is one of my favorite techniques for both gaining code execution in a sneaky way that evades EDR, and also establishing persistence on a target. So I'm going to be doing a Patreon video. Again, keep in mind, this isn't going to be a public video. This is going to be a continuation of Red Team TTPs on my Patreon. So if you want access to this coming video, you will need to be a subscriber to my Patreon. So that's coming. I've got the code written right now. I'm just trying to decide how I want how I want to explain DLL sideloading to you. Because there are obviously tools out there that simplify this process to a degree. But you guys know me. I've never found much value in just saying, hey, use this tool, idiot. And then not explaining it at all. I would rather us know how our tools work, so that we obviously use the tools to make our lives easier, but we want to know how the tool works, so that we can potentially modify it or to suit our needs or anything like that, or do anything like that. Is it beginner friendly? I'm gonna say the Patreon videos I'm trying to do are not really made to be beginner friendly. Okay. I will do my best to make it approachable by as many of you guys as possible. But I do caution you that I do a little bit more sophisticated stuff on my Patreon. It's less for a general audience and more for actual Red Team practitioners looking to up their game. That's mostly what it was for. Did you see that Buddy dropped his whole playlist? Did he really? Holy shit, dude. I missed that. No, I didn't see that. I haven't seen the updates. Post a link. Post a link. Is there anything as ridiculous? Okay, I'll look at it later. It has nothing to do with hacking. Like Tibbs does a good job explaining auto recon. Auto recon is designed to make your life easy. It's literally a tool that is, you don't need to know how it works. You just fire it, other than what the options are. You just fire it at a target and it does all the things. I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to teach you how to weaponize DLL sideloading in a manual sense, or as close to manual as I can reasonably make it, I guess. As close to manual as I can reasonably make it. There are worse songs. Oh, I'm sure there's got to be worse. I'm sure there's got to be worse than that one. Auto recon video will follow in the near future. Oh, that's nice. Cool. You see the article about ransomware actors using Genshin Impact anti-cheat driver to disable AV. Yeah, I have seen that. So this is we can do that. We can talk about that really quickly. Can I find that link? Let me find that link really quickly. Here we go. It's this article from the Hacker News should work just fine. This was kind of cool. I saw this. This was a week or two ago that I read this originally. But it is worth checking out because it's pretty nifty. What is going on with my music? Oh, it's just very quiet right now. Okay. All right, let's talk about the news. Okay, ransomware attackers abuse Genshin Impact anti-cheat system to disable antivirus. So if you don't know, Genshin Impact is a weeb role-playing game that weebs play. I'm told it's actually pretty good. It's just kind of a gacha game where it is single player, but it does have microtransactions, and apparently the end game is a gigantic gigantic grind unless you're willing to pump money into it. But I am told that it's basically, yeah, Medicus Maximus hit it on the head. I've been told it's Breath of the Wild for weebs. It doesn't really, the nature of the video game does not matter, okay, other than the fact that it's popular and it has an anti-cheat system, okay? It has a lot of games ship with this kind of thing, particularly like if you have League of Legends or Valorant installed on your machine. Riot Games loves to ship anti-cheat systems. These are anti-cheat systems are, for all intents and purposes, like EDR that affects only the executable of the game that they're meant to run. So, like, usually the anti-cheat system will come in the form of like a kernel driver or a DLL that gets loaded by the application itself, and then the anti-cheat like hooks into the process memory of the game and makes sure that you're not modifying it or tinkering with it in any way. It makes sure you're not using any cheats, ideally, to manipulate the game. So Genshin Impact has one of these that uses this interesting driver, mhyprot2.sys, which is signed with a valid certificate, which makes it signed code with a valid certificate is much less scrutinized. It's much easier to get your malicious code to run if it is signed with a valid certificate, which this driver is. This malicious driver comes as part of Genshin Impact. Yeah, you don't even need Genshin Impact installed. You can just rip this driver right out of the install files of the thing, and then you can call it. You can use it with your ransomware. All you have to do is install Genshin Impact, find this file in the Genshin Impact files, and then you can call this kernel driver to, and you can get it. You can call various functions within it to kill the antivirus services. So the driver gets installed. You install the driver. You call the driver's functions to kill antivirus processes like mssense.exe, msmpe-ng.exe, etc., etc. And then once antivirus is killed, you launch the ransomware, right? So this is this is a pretty standard ransomware attack, except for the fact that it uses an anti-cheat system in a popular video game to do it, which is kind of funny. It's still rare to find a module with code signing as a device driver that can be abused. The module is very easy to obtain and will be available to everyone until it is erased from existence. It could remain for a long time as a useful utility for bypassing privileges. So it probably still hasn't been fixed. I doubt Genshin Impact gives a shit. Wait, the game is being used to bypass antivirus and deploy the ransom? Yes. Not the game itself. Not the game itself. The game's anti-cheat driver, which is right here and gets installed along with the game itself. When you install the game, this driver gets installed as well. And then the game calls this driver in order to disable, in order to do various things that the game needs it to do. But you can install this driver. And then call it from your malware to kill antivirus processes. And since it is signed with a valid, legitimate certificate, it's much more likely to execute properly. Does that make sense? Gonna make sure my kids don't do this. Oh, I don't think that your kids will be sophisticated enough to do this. Code revocation and antivirus detection might help to discourage the abuse, but there are no solutions at this time because it is a legitimate module. That's the key. It's a legitimate module being used by the game itself. So you don't even need to install the game. You can just take this driver out of it, take this driver out of the game files, and get it to kill all the antivirus processes for you. Does that make sense? Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. It is not a DLL. It is a driver. It is a kernel driver, not a DLL. But some anti-cheat mechanisms are DLLs. Thoughts on living off the EDR blind spot with Python? I have no idea. Are you talking about like a book there? Why is it in? If I have not read that blog post. Where? What blog? I have not read that blog post. Operating into EDR's blind spot. Let's have a look-see. Presented at DEF CON 30 Adversary Village. I didn't see this. I didn't go to a whole lot of talks at DEF CON. Key properties that effectively creates a blind spot for EDR detection. Wide usage, lacks transparency for dynamic code executed from stock python.exe. So yeah, people don't... Python.exe itself is kind of a black box is what they're referring to. Python Foundation officially provides a Windows embeddable package that can be used to run Python with minimal environment without installation. The package comes with signed binaries. So this would be... this is your Py installer. They're talking about Windows embeddable zip package. Maybe they're not talking about Py installer. Is this something new? Do they now have an official one? I guess they have an official one now, not just Py installer. So you can just drop it on disk, and then you can execute. Basically, it lets you execute Python on machines that don't even have Python installed. Several defenses. Yep. So yep. I mean, I'm not going to read this whole thing right now. I'm totally new to this. It seems totally reasonable. Python is a signed binary, and if EDR isn't looking to, explicitly for Python to be executed, it might be a blind spot for it. So, key concepts and common defenses put in place can help shaping a bypass strategy. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not going to read this entire ridiculous blog post right now. I don't really have any thoughts on it, but yeah, feel free to read that if you want. Whose footprints are those? What footprints? Anti-cheat tools are worse. They live in the kernel, can watch everything. Oh, they're terrible. League of Legends and Valorant are the worst. They effectively can just spy on your whole machine. They effectively just spy on your whole machine. All right, let's get started here. Why? Okay. I'm hoping it's not going to make me solve all of these over again. I don't know why I'm not in the room. Okay, good. It looks like... Okay. All right, we're not going to... Okay, so we have to compromise it again. So I guess let's do that. Networks, Wreath. Let's just regenerate the VPN just in case. Do anti-cheats send data back? Sometimes, yes. I'm going on a vacation and need a good hacking book. Dude, there's like a million. Like, I don't know what you're looking for. A good hacking book? Dude, like, that's such a broad thing. I need a good fiction book. Any recommendation? Dude, like just... What are you into? Like, what are you trying to research? There's like literally millions of books out there, And it's all going to depend on exactly what you want to study. What aspect is interesting to you? If it's web app hacking, I recommend the Web Application Hacker's Handbook. If it's just generalized kernel memory exploitation, Hacking the Art of Exploitation is good. Yeah, what chat is already annoying me today. Like, we're just posting entire blog posts that I've never seen before in chat and, like, asking me for my thoughts on it. As if I'm just going to sit here and read this, like, 30-page blog post, like, right in front of you and give you my thoughts on it. No, I'm not going to do that. Using Python to bypass EDR. Cool. Sounds neat. Okay. I don't know anything else about it. Never used Python for that purpose. Okay. Not on a Windows machine anyways. And people are asking me, I need a good hacking book. Dude, I don't fucking know. Like, what are you into? I was going for hacking API. Well, again, it sounds like you got your own answer there, buddy. It sounds like you've got your own answer. Let's ask reasonable questions, please. Don't get roped in, steer the boat. I'm doing my best to steer the boat. I'm just telling people that, hey, I'm not going to read a 30-page blog post right now. Okay. SoCAD or Chisel? I use Chisel, personally. Yes, hi, honey. Hi, sweetie. I know. I know. Daddy's talking to the computer again. What's going on with that? What's going on? I know. That's so weird. She's rubbing against my legs, but she doesn't want to be picked up. Okay. Did I just lock it? I don't know what I just did. Okay, let's go here. Let's open this up. Current challenge. Didn't mean to offend. You didn't offend me. It's just a lot to ask me. Like, thoughts on this random blog post? I mean, it was a DEF CON talk, but I did not see it. I basically saw no talks at DEF CON. I was busy doing other things. And it's definitely really interesting. It's definitely really interesting, Tyrion Roth here. Thanks for showing it. I'll read it later. I just don't have time to read it right now on stream. Like, I don't have any... You asked for my thoughts on it. I don't have any thoughts. I haven't read it, and I'm not going to sit here and read it right now. Okay. Let's just close all of this. I was doing some... Oh, wait, no. Let's kill Meterpreter there. I'll just minimize this. That's fine. Okay, let's just make a new... Let's make a new thing there. I was doing some testing in here earlier. And forgot to close it. But that's okay. Nothing there that you're not allowed to see. Wreath. Okay. Let's connect to the VPN. Okay. Does anyone know the difference between Black Hat and Gray Hat Python? Gray Hat Python? Black Hat Python is explicitly going to be Python for malicious purposes. Gray Hat Python is going to be like some combination of malicious and non-malicious purposes. Like, it's like you might have like, here's how to make a reverse shell, and then here's another script on how to detect it and stuff like that. So Gray Hat is more of like a combination of the two. I don't think I've read Gray Hat Python. I've read Black Hat Python, at least the old version. I know there's an updated Python 3 version of it. CD TryHackMe. CD Wreath. All right, we're in the Wreath. Oh, I forgot we can IDRSA in, huh? But I don't remember the name of the... Let's just recompromise it. Let's just recompromise the thing. I think it's root, actually. Let's see if this... we're gonna probably recompromise the thing first. But let's at least SSH in. Let's see if we can SSH in with this SSH key. Okay, so we can ping it. We see this is the external machine that we compromised last time. SSH tac I root RSA. Not root RSA. It's going to be ID RSA. Excuse me. ID RSA. Let's see if it actually SSHs in. I can't remember if I dropped this key or if this was a key I got on the host. We're going to find out. Okay. Okay, what's going on? It's completely frozen. Okay. Okay, let's just delete known hosts and let's try it again. Connect. It seems like it's doing something. I've been thinking about buying it once I'm comfortable enough with Python. Is it showing code and explaining what it does, or is it more than that? Like, what else would you expect? What else would you expect it to be, Fantasy Suhal? Fantasy Suhal, what else would you expect a programming book to be about? What are you expecting? Like, of course it's like that tends to be what those is about. Yeah, that tends to be the format of those books. Okay, it does let us SSH in as root after only like 90 minutes of trying it. Let's start tmux. Okay, so let's see if we can remind ourselves how we originally compromised this. We'll keep things simple. 10.200.57.200. If I remember right, there was like there was a high port that was open with some kind of vulnerable service. We're gonna find out. Maticus bringing Taniwa into the cult. Welcome Taniwa. Good to have you here. Maticus, thank you so much for your continued support of the stream. Epuri, thank you for the follow. Teaches you how to program useful tools off the cuff for situations. Yeah, exactly. That's mostly what it's for. It's showing you code snippets and telling you how they work so you can incorporate them into your own code. Honestly, I've never read a... No. That's fair. That's fair. You never read a programming book, but yeah, generally that's what it's going to be about. Yeah, it's going to... Like some books are more like just pure documentation. Like, here's what a variable is, and here's what a function is, and here about control flow statements, and here's macros or whatever. Some are going to be like that. Some programming books are more like technical documentation focused. But the ones you're talking about in chat, like Black Hat Python, are mostly just code snippets. Like whole either functions or whole functional programs that do like a specific thing. Like in Black Hat Python's case, it's usually a malicious thing of some kind. And then you learn, and then it explains line by line what the code does. That's basically what every chapter is, and it may add additional features to the code as it goes along or something like that. Basically, it's going to show some of those kinds of books are meant for beginners. Some of them are not meant for beginners. It depends on the book. That's mostly what programming books are about. I'm reading one on Rust right now. Which one of these was the vulnerable service? One of these high ports, I believe, was the vulnerable service. If we browse back, keep in mind we've already compromised it. That's why we have the SSH key. But we'll pull up Firefox here and just remind ourselves of the never-ending hubris of Thomas Wreath, Who remembers the hubris of Thomas Wreath? Where just half of this page is just his face? Man, my VM is going slow today. What the hell? I don't know why my VM is so slow, fellas. What is going on here? Why am I waiting so long? Like, MSF Venom was taking a while to run earlier. Okay, maybe port 80 is just hanging for some reason. Yes! Our good friend, Thomas Wreath. Yo, hacked by Wolf Cyber. Hi, I'm Thomas Wreath. It looks like somebody has been up to some shenanigans. Thomas. My friend, Thomas. I think you may have been compromised, my buddy. You may, you know what? I'm a network security professional, and in my professional opinion, I do think that someone has gotten in the back door, has gone in the back door. Okay. But yeah, this is our good friend Thomas Wreath. You do see that he is one of those people who believes he is 82% development. Like, I don't know what 100% development skill would be, but apparently he's at 82% of that. He's at 82% of development. He's at 90% of systems administration. He's at 75% of organizational skills, especially because he has spelled his. But we know why his communication skills are only at 5%, or only at 65%. Because he did spell organizational incorrectly. And I know what you're going to say, that this is some kind of Britbonger fucking spelling. Yeah, I don't care about how the Britbongers spell it. I don't care. Like, Silverthorn de Croissant, you think you're giving me a gotcha? No, I'm not feeling gotcha'd. I'm not feeling gotcha'd right now. 65%, okay? 80% at project management. So he goes back, he gives himself a good 80%. At project management. Spectacular. We do also notice this is also why 65% in communications. 65 but this is a classic 65% in communication skills individual. No Oxford comma. As people have pointed out, no Oxford comma in use here. Classic 65%. Classic 65% communication skills. Idpre with the 2 months of Prime. Welcome back, my friend. Chad B. New bringing clay hacks in. Man, so many generous cultists today. Thank you so much. Anthony J.A. with the 100 Tiggle Biddies. Thank you so much, Anthony. Mauve and Majestic, thank you for the follow. Organizational, indeed, Majestic, indeed. That is how it is. So anyway, this is his main page. This is his web page. Whatever. We don't care about this. What we care about is these additional services he has open here, so we can do a service scan on those services.
A hunter must hunt.
Okay. That face looks like it was AI generated. It does kind of look like it was AI generated. I can't, like, unsee it now. And you see he hasn't actually linked his socials here, so that's good. Good job, Thomas. Full stack web development indeed. Bonzo Idos, thank you so much for the 2-month re-indoctrination. Welcome back, my friend. Any resource out there to stay up to date? Again, people are asking me the most generalized questions today. What, like, you're gonna have to be more specific. My friend, you're gonna need to be more specific. Yeah, any good books on security? Like, I mean, I get it, but, like, the best resource is probably just Twitter. I honestly, legitimately, Skyworm Temp, the best resource is probably just Twitter. Okay? Like Twitter has all the new keep up to date on Twitter, and that's any good blogs. Most of them are on Twitter. Good blogs is a specific question. I particularly like... in the Necronomicon, you see a bunch of blogs listed. Let me see. Let's go look at news and blogs. These are blogs that I've enjoyed in the past for my personal interests. These blogs right here, these are in the Necronomicon. So if you're on my Patreon, you have the Necronomicon. By the way, I updated it the other day. So if you haven't updated the Necronomicon this week, you have an out-of-date version. I updated the Necronomicon the other day. There are some. These are some. Do I have this one in here? Because this one is good. Yeah, that one is on here. Yeah, that one's in here. So all of these blogs are blogs I've found useful in the past. There's also Husky Hacks' blog, friend of the stream. Friend of the stream. I'll go ahead and plug his blog here. Process injection using NIM and the Windows API. He copied off of me. You son of a bitch. You copied me. This is a betrayal. This is a betrayal. He did a blog post on on process injection with NIM. How dare you? I'm just kidding. He can do whatever he wants, but I did it more completely, okay? I was more complete. Okay, I was more complete. Okay, well, Husky, my friend Husky is a copycat. That's all I'm saying. All right, we'll put him in here too. huskyhacks.dev/blog feed. That's a good blog by a friend of the stream, so I'll go ahead and slap him in there. Last time you plug his blog, it's fine. It's not like I have some kind of monopoly on process injection with NIM. We just happen to be looking at the same thing at the same time. I didn't even know he did a blog post on it. Where's the link to your Patreon? It's literally just patreon.com/alhazred. Very easy to find. And it's in my socials. Shoggothbot is not listening right now because I keep forgetting to start him. I keep forgetting to start him before the stream. 1 second. Okay, there's Shoggothbot's listening now. There you go. Riley is listening again. Alrighty, there we go. Index and XO341. Thank you for the follows. Alright, so there's the answer to that question. There's all those blogs that I like. I think this mini-serve was how we got in before. This is saying closed, so probably just listening on the loop back or something. So we can do search exploit for this mini-serve application. Maybe just search exploit mini-serve? Nothing. I could swear it was that. Let's just look at 10,000 here. It's HTTP. I could swear we got in through the mini-serve thing. Was it not like some kind of RCE? It wants SSL mode. Maybe it wants lowercase mini-serve, but usually search exploit is tolerant of case. It said webmin. Maybe it is web. Okay, maybe it is webmin. That's a good point. Webmin. Okay. Which one do we think it likely was? 1.8 miniserve 1.890. Does it mention miniserve here anywhere? Maybe this one? It might be this one. Let's just have a look at it. Webmin, let's view the page source. Weirland Oracle has the exploit on his GitHub. Okay, I'll look it up here in a second. Again, I'm pretty sure it was this that we... God, everything is so slow today. Everything has been so slow. I don't know why. Does it mention Webmin's version? So we could try some like basic like root. Just try some basic stuff here. Oh my god. This is intolerable. Why is this so slow? I don't know why this is going so slowly. This is ridiculous. I don't know if it's TryHackMe or if it's my VM. This is painful. Okay, well, let's take a look at maybe this. We can also look at Weirland Oracle's GitHub. He's the guy who made the box, if I remember right. Make sure I spell it correctly. Okay, I mean, I guess it's just the network is slow. Because this seems to be going at the normal speed. We take a look at this. Yeah, this does look like a... So it looks like it's a backdoored version of Webmin. Based on the Metasploit module for the same exploit. So it's probably this Metasploit module right here. And I think I actually have the actual exploit right here. Yeah. I actually cloned the exploit right here, and we can Python 3 CVE do TAC-H. We can put the target http://. I'm only demonstrating the code execution. After this, we're going to use the SSH key. This is the... Just take that in its entirety. Paste it there. I guess we don't need the port. The default is 10,000. We do need TAC-S to use SSL. Failed to connect. Oh, it just wants the IP address, it looks like. Okay, it's... Yeah, I think this is a failed to connect again. Maybe it's just that it's so slow. Like the network is so slow. Should we restart the... What do you guys think? Should we reset it? I think the network is just super, super, super slow. Unfortunately, we can't reset it. We are reset 4 out of 5, so somebody else needs to reset it first. So, it looks like the network is just super slow. Like, and it's just timing out here, I think. I'm like 90% sure it's just timing out here. Because it took us fucking forever to connect to this. Like, it'll just sit here lagging forever. So, it looks like it's just very, very slow. Box is just very, very, very slow. Oh, the network is resetting. Someone in chat. Looks like Ted. Ted, if you hit reset. So, it looks like everything is resetting. So, let's wait for it to reset. Let's give it a second. Network state is now resetting. And then we'll try and continue here. So as a review of what we did last time, we did compromise Webmin here. And then most of these modules are just pivoting. These are just pivoting. They go through like 10 different ways that you can pivot. Like with P-Link, with SOCAT, with Chisel, with S-Shuttle, with proxy chains, with SSH. Like, they go through, like, every possible way that you can pivot. So, that's all we did last time. I'm going to be using my pretty standard pivoting solutions. Since we do have SSH access to the machine, I will be using SSH tunneling, and then I'll use proxy chains to tunnel my traffic as necessary. And we're going to continue on to the Git server. He has a locally hosted Git server. And as a reminder, for the lore, our good friend Thomas Wreath, Mr. No Oxford, himself. Backstory. We must know the lore. Out of the blue, an old friend from university, Thomas Wreath, calls you after several years of no contact. Okay, so first of all, right off the bat, we're assuming a multi-level marketing company, right? We're like, okay, what's the pyramid scheme? Okay, what's the pyramid scheme, Thomas? Like, that would be hilarious. We get to root on his network, and then they're like, I have a great opportunity for you with Beachbody. Like what? Like, get in shape for the winter season or whatever. Like, right off the bat, Cutco. They're trying to sell us Cut. He's gonna. All of this is a really elaborate pretense to sell us Cutco knives. You spend a few minutes catching up before he reveals the real reason he called: Cutco knives. So I heard you got into hack. Oh, I did not anticipate that. You get to be your own. Exactly. We're being our own boss right now. So I heard you got into hacking. That's awesome. I have a few servers set up on my home network for my projects. I was wondering if you might like to assess them. I would like to assess them, yes. So that's what's happening here. He's got his website hosted on his own home network. We've penetrated the website, giggity, and now we're going to be using that access, leveraging that access to compromise the other machines in his network. I believe this is his Git server right here, and this is his desktop PC. Does that make sense? Are we all on board with the lore? Are we all down? Are we all down with the lore? Does everybody understand the lore? We good? All right, I'm going to assume we're down with the lore. Okay, so let's see if we can... Is the network reset yet? I don't know how long it takes to reset. I'm just killing time here. Okay, it looks like it is back up. Let's see if it's any quicker. Not promising so far. So far, I am not encouraged. I had a call and I've been watching on mute. I really wish I was watching Silent Movie Fighter Pilot Owl. Sorry, not today. Oh my god, this is so slow. It's failed to connect. Whatever is causing this incredible slowness. TryHackMe has been seriously throttling their resources recently. Like, it feels like none of their Windows machines have the resources anymore. Okay, we can access his main webpage. It might be that this is just... that this webmin is just too slow for us. Alright, just trust me that code execution works, okay? I'm not going to get bogged down with this any longer. Let's just SSH in. Let's SSH in with IDRSA. That might just be the cache. I mean, I don't think it's the cache because the exploit is doing it too. And SSH is also slow. It's not just webmin. It's also... look at SSH. SSH is also super slow. Like, this takes forever. I don't know why this is taking so long. M16 aimbot, thank you for the follow. The Cold War, thank you for the follow. Cthulhu foughten to the both of you. Foughten. Manicus Maximus, nobody is molding here except for this server because it won't talk to me. Tell the server to stop molding and respond to my requests. Like literally, this webman is not responding. The server is not responding at all. FBI, open up! Ah. Is it still spinning up? What is... It's worse now. We just reset it, and it's even worse. I mean, yeah, we can get rid of the cache. We can get rid of the cache. Let's go ahead and do that just to eliminate that as a possibility. Settings. Privacy and security. Clear data. Clear. Just wipe it all. Thank you. The amount of times I've been cucked by my own web cache is way too damn high. Is this a shared box? Yes. Does TryHackMe offer a paid version to get your own instance? It wasn't like this last time. Last time, it was definitely not like this. I feel like TryHackMe has been really cutting back on the resources they give their machines recently. Because it feels like every Windows machine sucks ass. Like, it literally, every Windows machine is barely functional. To the point where it just will barely even respond to you. Oh, it's a different, I have the wrong, thing here. There we go. That would explain why we weren't connecting with SSH. It doesn't change the fact that the box is super slow. But there we go. We're in there. Let's see. Can we get this to work finally? There we go. Okay, there we go. ID. And we're root. Okay, so is everybody satisfied with how the RCE works there? Everybody understands how the RCE works. Cool. We're going back to SSH. Okay, so we're going to do ~c to open up the SSH prompt here, and we're going to do TACD 1080. Okay. So now we have a dynamic proxy listening on port 1080. Netstat. We can see that 1080 is going to be listening now. Right there. And we see that SSH is now listening on port 1080. Okay. What does that context mean? What do you mean, what context? What context? Okay, so just to review what just happened, I'm not going to go all the way through the pivoting again, okay? We went through the pivoting in detail last time, way more detail than we needed to. We're like, and I'd like to get to other stuff and talk about that in Newbie Tuesday today. It says something about a context. What context? I don't know what context you mean. I don't know what context you mean. I'm not, when you executed ID, it says something, there's no word context anywhere. Oh, this? I legitimately do not know. Legitimately don't know what that is. Okay, so we have used SSH to start a dynamic proxy, to start up a SOCKS proxy on port 1080, and we're going to be using that to do port forwarding. Okay, hopefully that makes sense, fellas. What's the best way to do this? I think actually the best way to do this might be, so now we need to start enumerating the internal network, right? The next step here is to enumerate the internal network that we're dealing with, because we have root on this machine. Now it's time to, like, you can do a port scan. You can do a ping sweep. I guess I'm going to want nmap anyways, so we might as well get static nmap. So we want a statically compiled version of the nmap binary. You can make this yourself, but it's easier for me to just go to this same GitHub page every single time and use this one. So what does it mean to be statically compiled? Now, when you compile an executable like Nmap or something like that, when you compile an executable like Nmap, that executable is probably going to need to use some libraries at some point. It's going to need to use... oh my god, everything is slow. Maybe it's just my machine. What is going on? Hello? Like, this is painful. I don't, okay. I don't know. It might be my VM. I guess I'm just gonna reboot it. We'll see if it gets any better after I reboot it. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. I guess it's my VM that's been slowing this whole thing down. Like, it doesn't feel slow to me. But I don't really see what other choice I have. Let's just see if... I can't be waiting here for 20 minutes for every single page to load. I don't know why it's going so slow.
A hunter must hunt.
I was fighting with VBox Manage for a while today too. I don't know, man. I've been using the VM all day. Like, I don't know. It's Polka. Thank you so much for the first time. Bezos indoctrination into the cult. Welcome in. PWRD Perdone Sis. Thank you for the Perdone Sis. Thank you for the follow. You were hacking off stream, dude. That's all I do. Like, I'm trying to make content for you guys. Because you guys constantly are asking me for new videos and stuff, and, like, I'm a one-man show here, so this is a lot of work. It's a lot of fucking work that I have to do for you guys. I'm hoping to have this DLL sideloading video figured out tonight. Not filmed tonight. I'm not going to have time to film it. But I'm hoping I'll at least have the whole structure figured out. Let's connect to the VPN. We appreciate the hustle. No, it benefits me as well. Like, teaching this stuff gives me a better understanding of it, like, from start to finish. So, I'm not complaining about it. I'm not complaining about the hustle. I'm just saying it's, like, I do a lot of this stuff offline. I honestly need to put together, like, a development VM, like, just do, like, and just use this VM just for streaming. That's what I really should do. But instead, I've just been using this VM for everything because it's quick. And I know it's set up the way I want it to be. Alright, let's set up Wreath again. We're connected, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can... let's see if it's any faster now. I'm very sorry about how long this stuff is taking.
A hunter must hunt.
I'm noticing that this is taking a while. So that's not a good sign. Oh, it was just connecting. There we go. Okay, at least it's going quicker now. It seems to be going quicker now. So, when you compile a binary, like Nmap, for instance, that binary is going to need libraries, and you're going to do something called linking, which is something that's going to come into play. A little preview for the DLL sideloading video on Patreon is that when you compile a binary, it actually happens in 2 steps. You compile it, which turns your code that you've written into machine language instructions, 1s and 0s that the CPU can understand. First of all, turns it into assembly for all intents and purposes. And the second thing that happens, what's the thing that happens after compilation? Like, if you just compile a program with GCC or with Ming or with Nim, the program is compiled, and then what happens? Linking. Shin Ryzen is correct. 740II is correct. Linking. What does linking mean? Linking means that it's going to identify any libraries, any public libraries that your binary needs, and it's going to establish an export table. It's going to establish, it's going to link your binary with those. The export table is a different thing. We'll talk. I just got my words crossed. Don't get confused. It's going to connect your binary in simple terms with those libraries so that your binary can run properly. Does that make sense? Is everyone following me on what linking is on a very high basic level? If you statically compile a binary, that means no linking is necessary because you're lumping in all of the required dependencies and libraries. Yeah, exactly. So if I just like uploaded my Nmap binary to this machine, it's probably not going to run because that Nmap binary needs very specific libraries that may not be present on this machine. Does that make sense? If you statically compile a binary, that means you're lumping together all of its libraries and dependencies and its references all into one binary, all into one standalone binary. So this binary can actually be uploaded to the target and can run because it doesn't need any external libraries to run. Does that make sense? This is also something, again, that will come into play in the DLL sideloading video. When we discuss DLL sideloading, linking is actually a really important procedure in that in that process. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So we can download this binary. You can do this yourself, by the way. It is perfectly fine to compile your own version of Nmap. This is Newbie Tuesday, and I'm just trying to keep things as simple as possible. But it's not really that hard at all to compile your own statically compiled version of Nmap, okay? I just prefer to pull this one down because it is there. So, okay, so we can host our Nmap, our statically compiled Nmap binary on a web server. We see our IP address here, and we can wget this IP address for the Nmap binary. Wget is not here. Is curl here? Curl is here. So http://10 Nmap capital O, I think, and we'll output it to a file called Nmap. So statically compiled binaries are always going to be much larger. They're going to be fucking gigachad binaries. These are gigachad thick boy binaries. This is one reason why libraries exist, so that you don't have to have these big gigachad executables that are all standalone, taking up all this space when a lot of the code they run could be shared between all of them because they all need the same libraries. So, could not resolve host Nmap. What? It's right here. What? It says it resolved the host. Did it work? Oh, it's right here. Let's make sure... Let's do an MD5 sum on this Nmap. Make sure that it's it ends in 6758. So Nmap actually did get pulled down. It's not little o. It is not little o. Little o will actually save this to a file. It saves the output, the connection output to a file, which we don't want. We want it to save the actual response. If you didn't want to drop the binary on disk, couldn't you host and have it execute remotely? I don't think you can do that on Linux unless you did a shared folder. You'd have to do a shared folder. You can do it on Windows with a shared folder, like I said, with a remote share. Nmap. So if we specify Nmap, you can do tac h Chmod, we have to make it executable. Nmap, TAC-H, and we see that nmap executes just fine. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand statically compiled binaries at a high level? What about with Pwn? My dude, there's 100,000 different tools you could use for this stuff. You could do this with PwnCat, that's fine. There's 100,000 different tools that you could use for this. Okay? 100,000 tools. Okay, Nmap. And we're going to do a fast scan for the subnet. So we're looking at... Oh, let's just do ifconfig first. So the net mask of our subnet means that is 255.255.255.0, which means that this last octet of the IP address is all that's going to be likely to be different on any of the other hosts. Okay, so if we can just do a fast scan on 10.200.57.0 or you can do 0 to 254. That would be the same thing. Like that. Okay. So, again, okay, so just to head this shit off at the pass, like there are like 100,000 times as we go through this network, people are going to be asking questions such as, what about X tool? Or why didn't you do X to Y technique? Or why didn't you use this other tool that I like to use but you did not use? Like, honestly, there's 100,000 ways to skin this cat. Okay? Literally 1,000,000 fucking ways. What you're seeing on this stream is my personal preferred ways of doing it. There are 100,000 ways that you could do this. Please don't fill up the chat with questions about every single tool and how it would work. That's not productive, okay? Like, let's just move on, okay? I understand that PwnCat exists. I understand PwnCat is a thing. You could have used... Yeah, I know. I could have also... I also did not technically even need to upload this statically compiled binary. I could have used the port forwarding to nmap scan through the SOCKS proxy, okay? There's 1,000 ways I could have done this. I could have written a bash script to ping sweep. Again, there's 100,000 ways to skin the cat. And I'm not saying any way is better than any others. These are just the ways that I'm choosing not to do it. Could you not scream in the mic, please? You must be new here. Wikerzo, everyone welcome Wikerzo to the chat. Everyone welcome Wikerzo to the chat. Welcome in. Welcome in, my friend. It's good to have you. It's good to have you. First of all, your stream has a volume knob. Okay? I encourage you to discover your stream's your browser's volume knob. First of all. Second of all, I'll turn down my mic just a little bit. I turned down the mic just a little bit. Reaper Grim, nobody. The only person who's molding here, the only person who's molding is Wikerzo because he doesn't know where his volume knob is. I would be very mad as well if I did not know what the volume knob was. I don't know why you're telling me I don't know why you're even asking me what I'm doing, Stepbro. I'm explaining a volume knob. It is Newbie Tuesday. In fairness, it is Newbie Tuesday, but I did make the mistake of assuming that chat knows what volume knobs are. Okay, I did make that mistake. We are also noting that Nmap is taking a long-ass time. We can expect that because it is 55% done. It's scanning 254 possible hosts. So it's going to take a minute. PwnCat could work too. I agree. PwnCat could also lower your volume. Bonzo Dos bringing Chow Chan Chow into the cult. Welcome, Chow Chan Chow. Carlos Artman ending his third trimester. with a beautiful tentacle baby, much like in Men in Black. Much like in Men in Black. What are we naming our tentacle baby, Carlos Artman? Welcome. Welcome back. Jillian, thank you for the follow. Cthulhu Fountain to you, my friend. First-time listener, big newbie, brilliant. I'm glad you're liking it, Turnaround. I'm glad you're liking it. I'm also glad that you have... I'm glad that you know where your volume knob is. Oh my god, that's taking forever. Holy shit. Okay, well, I thought this would be reasonably fast, but apparently not. I might just have to ping sweep or something. Can I just do... I can probably just... What's the Nmap option for a ping sweep? Nmap has a ping sweep option. Is it SP? Is it SP? SN. No, that's disable. No, ping scan? Oh, disable port scan. TAC SN. Let's do TAC SN. Let's do TAC SN to do a ping sweep. You could have also written a bash script to do this, yes. Okay, there we go. All right, do we get any hosts here? We get some 250, 150, 100. Okay, so these... So this one is our host. This is the one we're currently on. Let's get some notes up, okay? Let's get some notes up here. I'm pretty sure I already have notes on Wreath. I would hope I do. I've done it a few other times. I apparently do not. I did not see need on either of the other versions of Wreath. Okay, Wreath. Okay, so the internal hosts, we need to we want to scan each of these hosts individually now. To see what we're looking at. One of them is probably a Windows machine, because judging from the lore. And one of them is probably another Linux machine. Okay, so we'll scan these individually. Some options aren't available. Yeah, it is somewhat limited. It does not have a few things that it needs, but it has its basic functionality, which is what we need. What is this distro that you're using? Digging your terminal? This is just Kali Linux. This is Kali Linux with cool retro term. You can install this. This is in the Kali Linux repo. So it's CRT or cool retro term. That's why my terminal looks really cool like this. Okay. Let's do... So now we got it. Let's do an Nmap scan. Let's do a fast scan on 10.200.57.100. Let's look at the .100 first. See what kind of host we're likely dealing with here. Rancid, welcome back for the 8th month. Welcome back, my friend. With the latest Bezos initiation. You're nearly giving birth to a squid baby yourself. Larry, thank you for the follow. Cthulhu Fountain to you, my friend. Nothing to do with volume. When you speak too loud, your mic is clipping. Yeah, that tends to happen. That does tend to happen. I do tend to max out my mic when that happens. I keep the gain a little bit down. I'll turn it down a little bit more. But thank you. It's fine. I'm just having some fun with you. That's all. Can you do a stream?
Can you do a stream using open source C2 frameworks?
Yeah, I believe we're gonna do one today. I believe we're gonna use. Oh my God, what is taking so long? It's a fast scan. Okay, I believe we're gonna do Empire, I think, today. At least that's what Wreath wants us to use. We might use another. We might use another one. We'll see. People keep asking about Sliver, and I've never actually used Sliver, to be honest with you. But maybe we'll try Sliver. It's not silver, it's sliver. Because it's sliver because it's a reference to a certain class of Magic the Gathering cards. There are Magic the Gathering cards called slivers. Sliver is easy. Yeah, I've seen it used plenty of times. I just never actually used it. Most of my commercial red teaming is done using Cobalt Strike. So most of my... And when I make content for you guys, I tend to use it with Metasploit, because that's what people are most familiar with, on average. People are most familiar with Metasploit, so I've just, to keep things as simple as possible, I pop Meterpreter shells for stuff. Goddamn sliver decks are horrible. I used to hate them. I used to run Wrath of God in my favorite deck just because of sliver. Just because a friend of mine really liked slivers. Never played Magic. I'm a big card game guy. I've played a lot of card games in my time. I swear, at some point this is gonna finish. At some point it's gonna... I need to do TAC V. I keep forgetting to do TAC... There we go, TAC V. And we don't see any ports open. So... all 5805 scanned ports are filtered. So apparently TAC F is not a good... let's do... TAC F should be a fast scan. It should only scan the top 100 ports, I think. Am I wrong about that? Maybe this version of Nmap does things differently. It should... I don't know why it's scanning 5,000 ports. Yeah. Fast mode. TAC F. I don't know why it's scanning 5,805 scanned ports. That's very strange. Alright, well, let's see. Let's do 150. Let's do... I don't know what ports are going to be open is the thing. Let's just do TAC P. 80. That's 21. 22. 80. 443. 80, 80. 445. 3389. 5985. For common ports that tend to be open on stuff. Let's just see. I'm just trying to find ways to go faster here. Here we go. So we do see port 80 is open on this host. And we do see that 5985 is open as well. So this is likely the Windows machine. And we can further deduce that. We see that port 445 is open, it looks like. There is something listening, but it's filtered, which means it's probably blocked at the Windows firewall. So the Windows firewall is blocking that most likely. Let's see if it's going to respond to pings. See, this is why I didn't do a ping sweep. Does anybody know why we're not able to ping this box? Why is this ping? Why are we not able to ping this box? What, that host blocks pings? Yeah, because of Windows Firewall. By default, Windows Firewall will block pings. This is why I didn't go for a ping sweep, because I knew one of the boxes would be Windows. So I thought it would be easiest just to upload a static Nmap binary and do that. That is why I elected to do that instead of ping sweeping. Why did this box respond to Nmap's ping? Oh, because Nmap does other stuff. Nmap doesn't just ping when you ask it to ping sweep. Nmap also will reach out to port 80 as well. Nmap does not just ping when it ping sweeps. It will also hit port 80. And if port 80 is open, it will count that host as up. And that's because some hosts don't respond to pings. Do they allow pings when the host is on the same network? I'm not sure. I don't think so. It's very common to me to see Windows boxes not respond to pings. It's very, very common. So we do see a port 80 open here, which we can take a look at. This is very likely our Windows machine. So we can put that in our notes. Let's do 250 next. See what's on 250. We want to do Nmap into 250. Okay, and we do see that this box does have SSH open here. Let's try 100 as well. And we see all these filtered ports on port 100. So So I don't know what 100 is supposed to be. But it looks like the boxes we should care about are 150 and 250. 150 appears to be the Windows host, which is the final one, I think. And the and the 250 appears to be some other Linux host. There's probably some other ports open, like 8443 or something like that. We'll have to do a full. Let's do a full scan while we fill out. Let's do a full scan of 250 with attack V. We'll do the attack V, so it'll tell us when it finds a port open. It found 22 open already, and we're gonna fill out all of these answers in this next thing. Super Axe Hacker, Axe Hacker, yeah, Super Axe Hacker with 5 months of Bezos initiation. I think it would be better to do a video on open source C2 frameworks, like how they're used and so on and so forth. I think that'd be an interesting video to like take. Here's how to use Sliver. Or here's how to use Empire, and stuff like that. I think those would be good video ideas. I'll probably do those YouTube videos on those. Excluding the out of scope hosts and the current host, how many hosts were active on the network? 2. Yep. In ascending order were the last octets of these IP addresses. So it's going to be 150 and 250. Our answer is incorrect. So perhaps it must be 100 then. 100 and 150? Yeah, I guess 100 and 150 are the interesting ones. Lord Gucci Fur with the 6-month re-indoctrination. I want to see you using Cobalt Strike.
A hunter
see,
must hunt.
There's like half of the people in chat.
I want to see you using Cobalt Strike.
Yeah, half of the people in chat want to see Cobalt Strike, and the other half complain when I show it because, like, oh, this is a commercial tool. We can't use this tool. So it is useless to even know about it. Like, even though it exists, because I can't just download it from GitHub right now. Because we're poor? No, it's not because you're poor. It's because first of all, I wouldn't pay for Cobalt Strike. Like, what am I going to pay, a $5,000 license a year? I'm not going to pay a $5,000 license a year out of pocket. Not a fucking chance, dude. My company pays for that. Okay, scan the host. Which one does not return a status of filtered for every port? That would be 150. Okay. Let's assume the other host is inaccessible from our current position on the network. Okay, I guess we're supposed to assume that. I'm glad I read this before I assumed that. Or before I started scanning and shit. Which TCP ports in ascending order are open on the remaining target? Which ports did we see open over here? On the Windows host. We saw... It's not this one. It's here. 80, 3389, and 5985. Okay. So there you go. We cannot permanently perform a service detection scan without... What? Why? I absolutely can do a service detect... Okay. I can do a I can prove... I'll prove it wrong, okay? I'm going to prove it wrong. We're going to do 150. Because apparently that's the one I have to care about. Attack P80, 3389, 5985. I'm pretty sure I know what services are listening on here, but we're going to do it anyways. Attack SV. Okay. Oh, because it doesn't have the scripts. I forgot. Nmap doesn't have its scripts. That would be why we can't do the service detection. That would be... Okay, that explains it. So we're going to we'd have to do it through a proxy. Assuming the service guesses which of the found services is more likely to contain an exploitable vulnerability. Like to contain an exploitable vulnerability, probably just 80. Probably just HTTP, port 80. My guess is HTTP. Yes. We can start looking at some of the other tools and techniques we can use. Okay, great. Okay, cool. All right, we did it. Good work, team. Okay, so now let's pivot. How much is your Patreon sub? It's as low as it could possibly be. Like, I think it's just $1 you can subscribe. I chose the cheapest options on the Patreon. Okay, so let's do. Let's set up Burp. Let's start Burp here. We're gonna use Burp as a web proxy to intercept our web requests. This is just a personal preference of mine. You could use Zap if you're a fucking idiot. Or you could just, I don't know, use curl if you wanted to. Okay, we can start this up. Don't make me redeem Zap. Buddy, you're a mod. You have infinite power to redeem stuff. I'm mostly just taking it at your word that you're not just refunding yourself every time you redeem Zap. Okay, all right, does anybody not know what Burp is? Does anybody need me to really quickly explain what Burp is? If you do, that's okay. Burp is a web proxy that we're going to be using to intercept our web requests. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because I can also configure it to use an upstream proxy. So we're going to use the SOCKS proxy. That is fine. Okay. So we can configure it to use a SOCKS proxy, which, remember, we set up with SSH. Or did we not? Maybe I set that up on... I think I set that up before I rebooted the box. So let's set it up again. We're going to hit ~C to enter the SSH prompt. We're going to specify TACD for dynamic port forward and do 1080 and specify a port 1080. We're now forwarding the port. Let's make sure that the port is listening. And we do see that port 1080 is now listening. So we're going to tell Burp to forward all of our web traffic through the SOCKS proxy. Does that make sense? So if I was going to do a quick paint stream of this scenario. Quick paint stream, Firefox. Firefox is going to talk to Burp. Burp. Because we're not going to be able to reach the website that it's hosting unless we're going through this the compromised host. Proxy through compromised machine. .150 web .150 web server. Yes, that's fine. Whatever. Who cares? Does that make sense? Does this make sense? This is like, so my Firefox web requests, we can't do this. We can't just, like we normally could, we can't just reach out to this web server. Can't do that. Okay? Because there's a firewall in the way. There is a firewall in the way. So instead, we're going to pivot through this compromised machine to reach it. Good? Yeah, the .150. That's the last octet of the IP address we're trying to access here. The .150. There's a web server running on it. So let's open up Firefox. We're going to set Foxy return burp on. Let me verify my burp settings really quickly. 8081. Good there. Okay. Now we're going to 10.200. I think it's 57.150. Let's see if it loads. Oh, it's intercepting. Forward. Okay. There it goes. Okay, we can. Django tried these URL. So we are getting a response. We are getting a response. Does this make sense? Change that color? What color? What, on paint? It's black. Who says ew to black? Other than the KKK or whatever. What, we don't have any of those in chat, I would hope. On burp? Where? Oh, you mean in Foxy Proxy? No, I shan't. I shan't. Shan't change it. Okay, you're seeing this error because you have debug equals true. Change that to false, and Django will only display a standard 404 page. So we do actually, we can reach the host. The question is, what is there for us to find? Okay, what does it have us doing here? Pick a pivoting technique. Okay, what's the name of the... Is it Django? I hope it's Django. It is not Django. The name of the program running the service. Maybe it wants me to nmap scan it. We can also do... Vim. Proxy chains. We can use proxy chains to scan. Proxy chains, proxychains.conf. SOX 5, 1080. That's all right. So we can do proxy chains, nmap. So we can use nmap on our host through the proxy. Port 80. TAC SV. 10.200.57.150. Okay. We do see the requests going through. This is why I like proxy chains so much, because it has verbose debugging output. So if it's not getting through, we see it's Apache. It's just Apache. That's Django framework. Yeah, I'm aware of it. I know what Django is. It's a Python-based... Is this just supposed to be Apache? What is this? What answer do they want here? An error screen, the second pattern without... Okay, the second... Okay, fine. How was I supposed to know that that was the answer to the question? Git Stack. Okay. Git Stack is what they wanted. Okay. Not sure how I was supposed to figure that out. Figure out that that was the answer to the question, but there you go. Al, extra spicy today. I'm a little. I'm fine. I feel fine. You got Chad is being spicy. Okay, Chad is the one who's being spicy. All right, so we see a login here, and it very helpfully tells us the default username and password. Is that just gonna log us in? Oh, damn it. I believed, chat. That'd be next level vulnerability. Shucks, it couldn't be that.
What are you doing,
What?
step bro?
Angel D, what? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Use the... Okay, all right, so... Fine, we're gonna stop... Let's stop following the walkthrough here. That doesn't really help us, does it? Search exploit... Git Stack. Okay, this stuff looks pretty fucking good. Remote code execution. Remote code execution. This one is just, it looks like just a markdown file. This one looks like an actual operable exploit. This one looks like a Metasploit module. Unsanitized argument remote code execution. Let's see if we can view the page source and see what version it is. Does it give us a version? Versions? I do not see a version. We could try harder to interrogate the software version of Git Stack here. But I'd rather just like pull down the exploit and see if it works. Let's look at the markdown file first. Attack X for examine. Okay, the following advisory, unauthenticated action that allows a remote attacker to add a user to Git Stack and then is used to trigger an unauthenticated remote code execution. Lets you set up your own private Git server for Windows. Blah, blah, blah. Credits. CAC per Zurek. User-controlled input is not sufficiently filtered, allowing an up. This describes every. This is like, hey, how's that vulnerable? How does that memory vulnerability work? I'm like, I don't know. Like you didn't properly control the boundaries. How does that buffer overflow work? Oh, you didn't. I'm trying to look for a. My point is that this is basically every web-based vulnerability. It was coded badly. Like, how does that vulnerability work? Oh, it was just, the software was just coded badly. This is kind of the web application version of that, in that this is basically how every web application can be vulnerable. User-controlled input not being properly filtered. It describes everything. Describes cross-site scripting. Describes SQL injection. It describes deserialization. Everything. Add a user to the Git Stack server by sending the following post request. Okay, so we send to rest user. Okay. Once the attacker has added a user to the server, he can enable the web repository feature. Now the attacker can create a repository from remote and disable access to our new repository for anybody else. In the repository, the attacker is allowed to upload a backdoor and use it to execute code. So is this just a Git hook thing? Are you just doing like a Git hook? We're making a repository. Oh, no, you could just upload PHP to it, and it'll work. Apparently, you could just upload a PHP file to that repository. Hilarious. Very secure. This is what I would... Look, this is exactly what I would expect from 65% communication skills, okay? This is 65% communication skills indeed. So, let's see if we can just send this post request here. Rest and then user. Yeah. Okay, so we can access the API REST user. Okay, let's go here. Move permanently. There we go. Let's send this to repeater. Let's change request method. This must be application JSON, because I think we're sending JSON data. Okay. And, yeah, obviously you don't have to do it this way. I'm going to do it manually, or I'm going to do at least part of it manually, just because I want to. But you could just probably run this exploit and it would work just fine. That's probably what you're intended to do. I just feel like we learn a little bit more if I can do it this way. Okay, so we're up. This is JSON data. We send. Username not found. Is it spelled wrong? Oh, username. I need to change the username and password. Alhazred. And we'll do password of Cthulhu fhtagn. 1, 2, 3. Key username not found in query dict. Let's look back at this. Content type. It's saying text HTML, actually. Maybe it's not supposed to be JSON. We can just do text HTML. That's the same issue. Username not found. Well, let's take a look at the exploit. It's one of the pre-built exploits, like this one. Let's take a look at this. Maybe this one will elucidate it for us. Okay. What command do you want to execute? Format IP. Yeah, it is supposed to be JSON. It's probably just formatted badly. It is supposed to be JSON, though. So where's the actual post?
What are you doing, step bro?
What? Oh, I should put it in. Yep, you're I knew that. Good catch, chat. Good chat. Good cat. I knew that. Yep. Yep. I was just kind of blindly trusting. I was just kind of blindly trusting the what the guy told me to do. So that was very dumb. Let's just put these in proper strings, I guess. JSON doesn't really like single quotes. Let's do double quotes.
A hunter must hunt.
Let's just
Keep
put all
it
these in
going.
double quotes. Maybe it'll work in double quotes. I was just kind of blindly trusting. Again, I was just going to look at this, and this would have cleared it up for me. And we still get the same errors. Joke is on you, fuckers. Okay, what is it actually? Post. Okay, this is actually where it's getting sent. Username, password. I know I'm gonna get "What are you doing, step broed me?" anyways. Whatever we're doing, it doesn't like it. No matter what I do, I get "What are you doing, step broed?" Step broed. Oh, maybe we can just remove the data. Maybe that's it. Again, kind of just blindly trusting, but maybe that was just. It doesn't have data. It says it doesn't have data equals. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't have the data equal. This is just part of the Python script. Key user. It still gives us the same error. We get a 500 internal server error.
What are you doing,
Oh my
step
god.
bro?
Age of Music. Age of Music, you better have advice right now. Hey, Age of Music. Time to talk in chat. Time to talk. Because or you're getting timed out. Do you have an answer, or is it time for a timeout? Do you need to go sit in the corner? Do you need to go sit in the corner? Is it time to go sit? It's time to go sit in the corner, okay? It's time to go sit in the corner. Enjoy it, Age of Music. Enjoy it. Fucking "What are you doing, step bro?" New rule. No "What are you doing, step bro?" unless you know what the fuck is going on, or you get timed out. I do not know what is happening. Fuck it, we'll do it with Python. I don't know how it wants it to be, so we'll just do Python 3, import requests, username, Alhazred, password equals Cthulhu fhtagn 123, and then we'll just send the request. We could just run the script. I know. I'm trying to do it manually.
What are you doing, step bro?
Okay, technique, speak up. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Oh, fuck, I forgot the proxy. Fuck it, we're using the script. Script it is. We're skids today, chat. It's skid time. This is the house that Skids built. Okay? We're skids today. Only skids. It's skid day. Oh my god, it's Python 2.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I'm not doing a Docker container for this shitty fucking exploit. I imagine that. When was this discovered? When was this discovered? How much do I need to shame this person? How much am I shaming this person? Let's find out. When was this discovered? We have to find out. We must know. Oh, except it's not going to work through the... I need another instance of Firefox. How much are we judging this person for writing an exploit in Python 2? We must know. When was this exploit discovered? 2018. Judging. I am judging you. 2018. 2018. Python 3 was already like 8 years old at this point. Okay? No, not 8 years old. When did Python 3 come out? Was it 2011, 2012? It was around there. It was around there. Okay, point is, we're still judging this person. Cringe. I rate that exploit cringe out of 10. Cringe out of 10. Okay, 2018. CVE was 2018. Okay, so it does have... Okay, let me just zoom out. So I can get the whole thing in chat, whole thing in frame here. God damn it. I know you can't see. I'm only trying to highlight this whole fucking deal. There we go. Alright, just trying to highlight the whole fucking thing. Okay, here we go. Kate. Git Stack exploit.py. Maybe this one won't be cringe. Okay. Is this just the same thing? This is the same It's okay, I'm not mad. It's okay, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Okay, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, chat. It's fine. I'm not mad. Fine, we're using Docker. It's Docker time. Docker time. Okay, we have Python 2 now. Congratulations. Python 2 of 43777. No module named requests. Do we really not have requests? I thought requests was installed by default. Apparently not. It's installed by default in Python 3, I think. Okay, we did it. Good work, team. Okay, it's It's executing, but because it is dog shit and cringe, it does not have a help dialogue. Because why would you have a help dialogue? Oh, okay. It's one of these exploits. We're gonna put an exploit up. Okay.
FBI, open up!
I'm not. But who needs to go get the the FBI needs to come after whoever made this exploit. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Oh my god, and I have to modify it to use proxies. Holy shit, this is annoying. Okay, I have to modify it to use a proxy as well. 10.200.57.150. I guess. So there that is. 10.200.57.150. Let's do command who am I, that's fine. And now we have to do proxies. I hope this works the same way in Python too. Because otherwise I'm going to be fucking mad. Okay. Alright, so now we have to go down the list here. Okay. So for all these requests, we have to add a proxy. Okay, because otherwise it won't go through burp, and if it doesn't go through burp, it will not reach the target. Okay, request stop. Of course, there's 40,000 requests that need to be made. I'm just going to copy this, and we're going to paste it in. Fucking everywhere. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, there's so many requests. So annoying. Okay. Okay. Did I miss one? This exploit sucks. Bad exploit is bad. This one. Need to add proxies here. Okay. Okay. Let us save that. And now let's go back to our Docker container. God damn it. Connection refused. Proxies might work differently in Python too. Did you enjoy DEF CON? I did. DEF CON was awesome. There was a Metasploit module, right? Search exploit Git Stack. Why not just do proxy chains? Because proxy chains isn't inside of the Docker container. This is why I didn't want to use a Docker container, because proxy chains is not in here. And I don't want to go through the trouble of putting it in there. MSF Venom. Let's do MSF sudo msfdb run. Does the first compromised host have Python 2? We could potentially look into that. That's a good point. No, it does not. That would make sense. Thomas, again, 60... fucking Thomas. Thomas Wreath. Ultimately, it's his stupid, dumb face. By the way, Metasploit throws 50,000 different errors like this. They're not actually errors, they're just Ruby warning you about some deprecated functions or something. Okay, MSF Venom. Or search Git Stack. Or let's do MSF console. Wait, which one is the ret? Let's do this. Use one. Info. If Windows Defender is in use, this could be a challenge. Set proxies. HTTP 127.0.0.1. Port 8081. Set localhost this. Set local port 8443. Set our hosts 10.200.57.150. Windows interpreter, set payload, Windows x64 interpreter, reverse TCP. All right, let's see if that works. TCP connect back payloads cannot be used with proxies. Set reverse allow proxy true. Run. Payload exceeds space left in exec call. Are you intercepting the requests in burp? Yes, I'm trying to. Let's see if it intercepted this. Apparently not. Well, it didn't even fire anything. It didn't even fire. I'm trying to intercept them. I'm trying. I tried it in this exploit, but it's not getting a connection. Oh, because it can't connect because it's inside of a Docker container. Fuck. Python 2, dude. Python 2 is a cancer. Python 2 is a fucking cancer. I hate this stupid crap. If you're still using Python 2, you are wrong and I hate you. Okay, apparently we have the requests module in here. So maybe we can just execute Python 2. Oh, there we go. I thought we wouldn't have requests. And we got it. Hooray. Okay. So it does work. Do you see how we got all these requests in Python? What was the actual user request? It got the users. Okay, you got the users. Yeah, I was overthinking it with Docker, I guess. Overthinking it with Docker. It looks like you don't even need to make a user. It doesn't even send the post request. It just... We're apparently authenticated as user T Wreath somehow. Thomas Wreath somehow. But there we go. We have NT authority system. Yeah, I was overthinking it there, as I tend to do. All right, so what is the exploit DB ID of this shameful exploit? 43777. Yep, there we go. We did it, chat. Good work, team. So yeah, it's gonna walk you through all the stuff we just did. It's walking us. It looks like it's walking us through all the stuff we just did. Can we execute web exploit.php? And we can just resend this. Yeah, so now we have code execution through here. Any questions about any of that? This is Newbie Tuesday. I don't want to leave anyone in the lurch. Can you link the Python 2 exploit? I don't know why you would want it linked. Why in the world would you want this Python 2 exploit? Why would you want Python 2 code on your machine? Exploit DB 40, is it 42777? $43,777. This exploit. I just want to play with it. Yeah, I'm sending it to you. There you go. There's the exploit. You have some molds in queue? Oh, God. How many molds do I have? JZ. I'll get to you and your mother in a second. Is it just JZ or is it other molds? Who else wanted a mold? I see Technique sending the FBI after me. Can I get one for free? No, of course not. What the fuck? What the... Do you think I just do shit for free? Yeah, free? Yeah, dance, monkey, dance. Yeah, dance, streaming monkey, dance. No, you gotta submit the fucking... Only for brain wrinkles, okay? Only for brain wrinkles. You're giving up your brain wrinkles for these molds. Like, Jay-Z... this is... His mom did this last night. Jay-Z's mom is incorrigible. Like, legitimately... she can't get enough. She keeps pestering me. I'm trying to do... I gotta do DLL sideloading for... I gotta make content for Jay-Z. And she's like, he can wait. He can wait. Come back to bed. And, like, literally, Jay-Z... The apple does not fall far from the tree, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. The apple did not fall far from the tree in Jay-Z's case. Okay, so let's get code execution here. So with Windows, we always need to consider the possibility that there might be Windows Defender involved. So I'm going to use a reverse shell one-liner that I know bypasses Windows Defender. It is in the Necronomicon. So if you have the Necronomicon, you will have... Okay. Okay. Pretty weak sauce mauled. Now we're rating my malts. Now at this point, the date is September 6, 2022, and now Maticus is full on rating my malts as if like Like, full on raiding my fucking malt. This is now where we are as a society. Just FYI, we are now rating levels of anger. Like, just FYI, that is what is happening. Okay. We're gonna use. Okay. So this is, don't get confused by this. All this is a PowerShell reverse shell. A reverse shell one-liner done in PowerShell. This is a slightly customized version of the one you would see in like hack tools or payloads, all the things, because Windows Defender is onto that one now. So I am now using Windows Defender. I'm now bypassing Windows Defender, or I'm trying to account for Windows Defender in case it's running. To be clear. This should bypass Windows Defender. Now we need to do this. PowerShell wants 16-bit UTF, 16-bit little endian encoded base 64. So that's what we're doing here. And now we're going to come over here and we'll do PowerShell, NOP, exec, bypass, hidden window, attack E for encoded, encoded payload. We paste in our payload. We have to URL encode this. We may or may not. This host might not be able to connect out to us. We're going to find out. No, I don't think it's going to connect out to us, chat. It is trying to connect. Like, that's why it's hanging. It's hanging because it's trying to connect to us. So let's see if which netcat. We do not have netcat here. We can use a statically compiled version of it. Or we can port forward again. I guess a port forward is probably easiest. Yeah, see, it did actually try to execute, but it failed. So let's do a quick port forward again. Let's do local port forward. Let's do it's going to be a reverse port forward this time. We're going to listen on port 18110 and forward to 10.50.55.211, which is my local IP, port 8443. Okay. We can verify it with netstat, tac, ANP, TCP, grep, listen. What is confusing about the command? What?
A hunter must hunt.
I just want to see what is... This must be a different version of netstat that I'm not familiar with. I think it's CentOS. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Let's try to curl... let's curl 10. Let's just try curling it and see if we hit our netcat listener. Improvise, adapt, overcome here. What is the IP address? 10.200.57.200. 57.200. Port 18110. Failed to connect. Connection refused. Not a good sign. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is happening over here? What is going on? The crabby old man brings us 5 new cult initiates. And Jiffaram brings us 5 more cult initiates. No sound alerts? There are sound alerts. I heard them go off. I just was looking at something else. My goodness, you guys are so kind. Thank you guys so much. Bobhead, Archon, M. Nelly, Skyworm, Daisy, Kitty Cat, Ridiculos, Asti, Algebra, Mr. Muddy Pants, and One Con Afes? Whatever. One Kanop Sin. 666. Welcome to the All Has Red team. Thank you guys so much for your continued support of the stream. Spoilezer. Thank you for the follow. Skinny. Me on Fire. Men on Fire. Robo Gazoo. And Magic Cool. Thank you all for the follows. Cthulhu Fountain to all of you. Lord Gucci Fur with the 6-month re-indoctrination. Welcome back. Lord Panda with the 2-month of Bezos re-indoctrination. Welcome back. You provide so much good information. Glad to donate. Hey, thank you, my man. I appreciate it. What is the stupid Netstat version of fucking... This is... Or not Netstat. CentOS. This is CentOS, isn't it? Yeah, this is CentOS. Of course, they have to have some different fucking version of Netstat. SS works? Like, I don't ever use SS. Can I grep listen? How do I get listening ports? I don't want to be looking up command output. I just want listening ports. Okay, does not work. Okay, does not work. Thank you. Thank you. Does not work. I don't, let's just exit out of here. Let's do... I'm not looking up 1,000 fucking... I'm not looking up 1,000 fucking, command output. I'm not doing it. So, reverse port forward 10.200.57.200 port 18110. To 10.50.55.211. It could be that we're being blocked at the firewall. Oreo Bite, I don't want to look up SS fucking command. I don't want to look up CentOS fucking crap. Okay? And people are like, oh, it's the same as Netstat. No, it's not. It transparently is not. Okay? I'm not sitting here and spending a half an hour looking up the exact fucking command output. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Okay? Dead on arrival. Not doing it. I don't know. Is it IP tables? Tag NVL. This will be fucking different too. No, we don't have any. Okay, we're trying to get a port forward going here. Failed to connect. Great. Well, I don't know what's causing that. There might be a firewall in the way that I cannot access, so that's not good. I guess we'll just upload a statically compiled version of Netcat then. Okay. How would you check if a fire... I already checked it. That's what IP tables was for. There might be another firewall that I cannot access between me and this target. Got a gift being made for you in the next few days? Well, that's very kind of you. I mean, there's no need to send me any gifts, but that's very, very kind of you. Oh yeah, it didn't have wget curl. They had to make everything as fucking irritating as possible in here, didn't they? Let's move. Did it work? Oh no! Oh, that was not the curl command. I thought that was the curl command for a second. 10.50.55.211. Ncat. Tac capital O ncat. Okay. Chmod plus X ncat. Ncat tech NLVP 8443. Okay. Now we come back over here. We Kate PowerShell rev.txt. We need to change this because our listener is located on the compromised host now. 200.57.200.8443. We save. Okay. We do this. Come over here. Paste that in. And we still do not get a callback. So at this point, Windows Firewall might be stopping us. It might be Windows Firewall instead of... there's a firewall somewhere that's stopping us. It's got to be a firewall. Well, let's see what they want us to do. Let's see... What date was this? For fuck's sake, really? Why do we care about that? Like, what? Why do I give a shit? Who cares what date the exploit was written? Jesus. Python 2, as we are potently aware. Yep, we got the exploit working. The exploit works. What's the name of the cookie set in the post request? Fuck's sakes. The name of the cookie set in the post request. CSRF token? There we go. Okay. How do they want us to do this? Because clearly this is supposed to be contrived. I hope you give him a pair of glasses to read the chat. I can read the chat perfectly clearly. The problem is every time I do, I get a little bit dumber. So we can already execute the commands with burp. We're executing commands with burp. What's the host name for this target? Let's find out. It's trying to connect back to us. A firewall is stopping us somewhere. Host name. What? Connection refused. Oh, I disabled the... Damn it. Oh, that would explain why, attack D 1080. I forgot I disabled the port forwarding. That would explain why it didn't connect back. It didn't connect back to us. Okay, we got that. Let's go back. All right, let's do the PowerShell one-liner again. Tac no profile, tac exec bypass, tac W hidden, tac E for encoded. And then we feed it this encoded PowerShell payload. Paste that in. Copy all of this. Control U to URL encode. We send. And we still do not get a callback. Feels bad, man. The molds are at an all-time high. You'd love to see it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. This, like, it feels like they did everything possible to make this as irritating as humanly possible. All right. Host name. There must be some firewall. It's git serve. Okay, I could have guessed that. Git serve. What operating system is this target? Windows. What is the server? What user is the server running as? NT authority system. We need to establish whether. Yep. So they have an outbound firewall, and I'm just cutting out the part of enumerating that. A typical way of doing this by executing the ping command to ping our own IP and using a network interceptor. Okay, so it wants us to ping ourselves. Okay, so we'll do that. TCP dump, tac I, ton 0, ICMP. So we'll listen for pings, and we'll do ping. I could have done this to begin with, but I thought maybe I could just go straight to a shell. That shows why I shouldn't just skip steps. We URL encode this. We do not get any pings, so this box is not route outbound. For reverse shell over network issues, why not see if RDP is open? Just create an admin user and RDP in the box. We could certainly do that. RDP is open. We could certainly do that. I'm just trying to follow I'm trying to follow the intended pathway here. How many packets make it? 0. Looks like we're going to need to think outside the box. We are running a system, so we can just add firewall rules. But this will not work if there's another firewall. This will only work for Windows firewall. It looks like it wants to give us a PowerShell reverse shell. But since you asked, that is a good point. So let's try doing that and see if it works. So it's going to be net user alhazred. So we're going to add a new user. Okay. Net local group administrators alhazred add. Oh, I forgot the add part of the last command, didn't I? I forgot the add part. Net user alhazred add. Or I also need to have... I also need password /add. It shows... I'm just trying to go too fast now. I need to slow down. Send. Password entered is longer than... fuck's sake. I get that every time. Imagine that, like, longer than 14 characters. We wouldn't want you to have too long of a password. But it's for backwards compatibility purposes, so. Alright, so we've added our user, so net local group alhazred add administrators. So we're going to add ourselves to the administrators group and then to the remote desktop users group. Net local group, remote desktop users. We didn't get any response for that one. Let's look at, is it remote desktop users right here? We could also use WinRM. Evil WinRM would also work through proxy chains. Okay. We don't get anything. Are we in that group? Let's find out. Looks like we can't. Need to quote the group name. Do I really? Oh, yeah, because this has spaces in it. Of course, because Windows always puts fucking spaces and stuff. Why wouldn't there be spaces? Of course there are spaces. Yeah, good call. Thank you. I should have seen that. Attention to detail. Air fail there. Okay. Yes, I know, sweetie. I know, you're a kitty. Okay, so we're in the remote desktop users group now. Sweetie. Okay, so let's see if we can free RDP. So proxy chains. She's rubbing against me, but she won't actually stop and let me pick her up. 10.200.57.150. The username is going to be Al-Hazred, and the password is Cthulhu123. We do trust that certificate. Okay. You see that we can connect to the remote desktop service. This was a good idea, OreoBite. Thank you very much. This was definitely a very good idea. I had forgotten that RDP was enabled on the machine. But there we go. We are using proxy chains to pivot through and reach the remote desktop. Does that make sense? Any questions on that? Unticked. Thank you for the follow. Okay, we have a shell. It looks like Windows Firewall was blocking basically all outbound there. And you were supposed to, like, modify the firewall to get it to work, which is kind of funny. Okay, post-exploitation. Oh, so it just has us do this now. So now they have us using Evil WinRM as well. Are you going to try again with a reverse shell? Like, there's no need to. Why would I? There's they have us do all this stuff. We just skipped the part where we got a reverse shell. So now they want us to do post-exploitation. So we will do the post-exploitation now. This appears to be... let's do the firewall. Let's deal with that firewall situation. Because I'm going to need firewall, Windows Defender firewall. Are you going to try again with Pit? There's no reason to get a reverse shell. Turn Windows Defender firewall on or off. We will turn it off. Okay. I don't recommend doing this on a live host, like on a real target, but we'll do it here just to make our life a little bit easier. PowerShell. Let's get PowerShell as local administrator. PowerShell. Do I have to right-click on it? Run as administrator. There we go. Okay, run as administrator. Okay. So let's try to ping our box now. 10.50.55.211. We still cannot ping. Can we curl? Can we curl it? I disabled the Windows firewall, so There shouldn't be any of that stopping us unless there is indeed another firewall. Invoke web request, http://10.50.55.211. Yeah, it doesn't work. So you can't, so there actually is a firewall that's preventing us from directly reaching our host. However, we can go over here and we can do port, let's listen on a port 8443. And if we try and curl this, I bet you we'll hit that. So curl 10.200.57.200, port 8443. We still don't reach it. The machine isn't connected. I know the machine isn't connected to the internet, but is it connected to us? It should be able to reach this. Unable to connect to remote server. What the hell? I disabled the firewall. I can't use 80 or 443 because the server is already listening on those ports. Can it reach the remote host name? Yeah, so it can actually reach, it can reach it. It just can't reach it on those ports. Which is very weird because there's no firewall on this box. There's no firewall on this box because I just disabled it. We turned it off. I don't know what's going on there. Can you check the ARP table? Sure. So it definitely can't communicate with my host, but it is able to communicate with with the other hosts on this network. I'm wondering why we can't. Well, what I'm wondering is we have to get tools onto this target in order to do post-exploitation. So X-free RDP can do share folders, so I need to figure out how to do that. I rarely use this feature because it's rarely necessary, but we're going to be using it here. Drive. So I need Mimikatz. I definitely need Mimikatz. I could use invoke Mimikatz. I'm just going to use... Is Windows Defender even running on this? I doubt it is. If Windows Defender isn't even running, I'm just going to upload Mimikatz and run it. Or I'm going to connect to it with a shared drive, and I'll run it from the shared folder. Yeah, so there is no Windows Defender. So we're just going to... I'm going to pull Mimikatz down from here. I would probably do invoke Mimikatz if I could reach it. If I could reach my target, I would use invoke Mimikatz, but... And there are ways that I could do it still by just uploading it, using this host as a jump box, but I'd rather not do that because that's a lot more work than I really would like to do. So let's move downloads, Mimikatz here, unzip Mimikatz. X64. Here's mimikatz.exe. We'll just mount Wreath. So x free RDP. Let's just close remote desktop. And then we'll do drive. And we'll call it home. Home Al-Hazred, TryHackMe, Wreath, and we'll call it shared. Okay, let's see if we can. We should be able to see that share drive now. Let's check. Shared on a Kali. Okay, here we are. This is what we're looking for. Okay, so we can reach it. Can I open a command prompt here? Is it control right click, control shift right click? How do I open a command prompt here? Because it's not mapped to a drive letter. God, why does everything have to be a pain in the ass? Oh, is it TS client? Is that where it's located? There it is. Okay. It's TS client shared. Okay. That's where it's located. Let's open up a command prompt as administrator, because Mimikatz will look nicer in there. We can just do TS client shared. It's going to be an x64. And then it's mimikatz.exe. Okay, we're firing it up Mimikatz. It seems like it's working, it's just taking a second. There's Mimikatz. Okay. Does anybody not know what Mimikatz is? It's okay if you don't, just be honest. Does everybody know what Mimikatz is, or do I need to explain it? Mimikatz, one of the most well-known and notorious Windows exploitation tools out there, or post-exploitation tools out there. Probably the single most well-known and notorious Windows post-exploitation tool. Does everybody know what Mimikatz is? Mimikatz has a lot of stuff that it does now. Mimikatz has a lot of things it can do, but its primary purpose is interaction with and extraction of data from the LSAS process. Little LSAS. Okay? What is the LSAS process? LSAS stands for Local System Authority Subsystem Service. Why is the LSAS process interesting to us? As penetration testers, as hackers, as penetration testers, as red teamers, why is the LSAS process interesting to us? Yeah.
A fine addition to my collection.
When you log into Windows, your credentials are stored in LSAS. LSAS stores all of your session information. LSAS is where Windows keeps track of credentials of currently logged in users, current sessions, session information. It's basically where all the credentials are held in memory. Okay? If you can access the LSAS process, you can extract credentials out of it. Mimikatz is the go-to tool for doing just that. First we need to do set privilege We need debug privileges. Mimikatz needs special permissions. You need to be system to use Mimikatz like this. Mimikatz needs system permissions, and then it needs debug privileges. So executing this command tells Mimikatz, hey, get me debug permissions in my current session. And then we're going to do, what's our next command? What's the next Mimikatz command we're going to run? The same one we always run, Pinky. Sec URL SA. Log on passwords. This is going to perform Mimikatz' most well-known function and dump all of the session information and credentials out of LSASS. What you're looking at.
The fine addition to my collection. The fine addition to my collection.
You're looking at all of the credentials. Now, if wdigest was enabled, what you would see here is that you would see clear text passwords. But wdigest is not enabled by default. So you don't see clear text credentials here. What you do see is the NTLM hash. You can see this is my own user, so we don't care about that. But we can see the NTLM hash of our current user. I'd like to know how you got it onto the box. I got it onto the box using a shared folder. It's not actually on the box. With my remote desktop, I attached a drive. X-free RDP can use a shared folder. So I just mounted my Wreath, my working directory on the target. That's how I got it there. Okay, so let's look and see what else we have. We have some services. We don't really care about that. We're looking for Thomas Wreath. We're looking for someone else who's authenticated to this machine. We do see the machine account. We're going to see a lot of those. Remote interactive, username Alhazred, this is me. We have a local service. Nothing. We just get a fat fucking load of nothing. So Mimikatz has got us basically nothing here. That doesn't mean it's useless, but we didn't find any more credentials that could be useful to us. What I was hoping to see was like Thomas Wreath's credentials and stuff like that. But Mimikatz can do some other things. You can also dump the SAM file. Okay, that's unusual. That is unusual. I don't know why that's happening. So it gets the sys key. And then fails to dump the SAM file. I don't know why that's happening. That is strange. Can Mimikatz get browser stored passwords? No. You're going to want Sharp Chromium for that. Sharp Chromium and Firefox dump are what's used for that. I don't know why that's happening. I've never seen that error before. I have never seen that error before. Do we need to dump the SAM file? Okay, it has us use Mimikatz, obviously. And then it does have us dump the fucking... Of course. Okay, so what do I want to do? I dig the music. Yeah, that's not my music. That is that's Into the Breach's music. Fuck. It wants us to dump the SAM file, and we're getting weird errors with Mimikatz. Come on, dude. I can't do crack map exec to do it. Try to start Sarovi, that's exactly what I'm doing. Do you see that? I mean, I guess I could try to move it, but I don't think that that's going to help. I could try it. I could try to move it, but I don't think it's going to help it. We're going to try it. Yeah, it didn't help anything. Yeah, that did not help anything. I've never seen this error before. And the real issue is there's a lot of ways to do this, but they've made all of them really fucking annoying. Really fucking annoying because of how they've set this box up, where it can't communicate with our box directly. Fuck. Let's do this. I guess we'll try it this way, and then we'll try downloading the files. Okay. We'll save the SAM file. We'll save the system file. The SAM file is where the passwords are actually held on disk, the local passwords, not of logged in users like LSAS. LSAS contains logged in users, and the SAM file contains local user accounts. We need the system file as well. The SAM file contains the passwords, but it is encrypted by the boot key, which is held in the system file. So you need both of them. Okay. Copy sam.save to TS client. Shared. I hope this doesn't take a million fucking years because these files are large. Okay. That seemed to go fast. That bodes well. But the system file is much larger. We might want to zip it. That's binary data. It's barely going to zip up at all. Impact. That is what I'm doing. Yes, that is what I am doing. I'm using Impact. But I have to do it locally. I need both files. Okay, so we have SAM and system save now, and we can use Impact, secrets dump, sam.save, system.save. And local to specify a local thing. Please don't give me a weird Mimikatz error. There we go. Wow, okay, we did it. Okay, we did it. We did it. Good work, team. All right, so we have Thomas's path. Oh, this is actually very valuable. We have administrator's password hash, and we have Thomas's password hash. So we do have some stuff there. We did it. Any questions about any of that we just did, chat? I don't know why Mimikatz errored out. That's very strange. I've never seen that error before. But I did it manually, and that worked just fine. So that is where we will pick up next time. That's a good stopping point, I think. They use token elevate. Does it make a difference before dumping the SAM file? Let's find out. It could be. I'm not following their walkthrough. Did they use token elevate? Okay, they did use token elevate. I don't find that that's typically necessary, especially because we're already in administrative prompt. Or did I start it as administrator? I thought I started it as administrator. Yeah, we're in an administrator command prompt. Let's try it, though. See if we can add some wrinkles to our brain by finding out why this is happening. So they're using privilege debug and then token elevate. We should already be in a system prompt. Okay. Oh, that time it works, of course. Okay, so apparently if you want to do the SAM file, you have to do token elevate as well. I don't know why. I don't know why that is the case, because we can access the LSAS process, so we're clearly in a system prompt. So I don't know why that was necessary, but we did it. Sorry about that. But you got to see it the other way too, so I think that was also very valuable. What's the administrator password hash? It's this one. Did you guys give me your questions? What questions do you guys have? NTLM password hash for user Thomas. This one. And it has us crack Thomas's hash, so let's go to CrackStation. You should never use CrackStation with live client hashes. Like hashes that are actually being used on a live network. But they're perfectly fine for CTFs. And I heart Ruby is Thomas Wreath's very strong password. Okay. So we will continue with Wreath at a later time. The next thing to do looks like will be the command and control will be Empire. We will be doing some Empire stuff. And pivoting to the personal PC where we will do some AV evasion business. So we got some really great stuff coming next. Hey, G-Tech SD, good to see you. Okay. What's the main difference? Sys has more privilege. Admin does not equal system. I'm aware that admin and... I'm actually very aware that admin and system are not the same thing. I'm actually very aware of that. The thing is that we have debug permissions, which requires a system prompt, and we can access the LSAS process, which requires system as well. So we're already in a system prompt, as far as I could tell. But it looks like we were not actually in a system prompt, and we needed to be in a system prompt. So I'm very aware that admin and system are not the same thing. Okay, any other questions, chat? Questions, comments, threats, bribes? Ooh. I don't actually know if I'm going to be streaming on Thursday or not. This weekend I have a little shindig going on, starting on Thursday. And I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd have to say I probably won't have a chance to stream on Thursday because I'm going to be busy on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But I will be streaming on Sunday. I will stream on Sunday, regardless. But I don't think I'm going to be able to stream on Thursday, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm sorry. Got real life shindigs happening. What am I taking a look at? Please take a look. Only 1 sec. I'm trying to solve a leak code problem. I don't know any JavaScript, my dude. And I don't know any JavaScript. And let's not just post things in chat, like links in chat. I'm trying to post a leak prop. He's only once. Okay, let's just not. Let's just not with the links in chat. I'm not gonna click on a random paste bin. No, I'm good. Like, let's not spam the chat with like random paste bin links, okay? All right. I can't type a good answer to this. Go to just type local accounts, but the system is not a user like the local admin account is. I mean, it is a user. It's just a local system user. That paste bin presents an... I don't care. I don't care. Stop posting random links in chat. That's the whole point. Like, paste bin links aren't really like typically all that malicious, but let's just not get in the habit of posting random links in chat and spamming them over and over again. Let's just not do that. We're gonna raid Ira Sakai because I haven't seen him on in a while, and it looks like he's doing... I don't know what he's up to. Quest to revive a mud. Okay, well, we're gonna bring him the glad tidings of Dread Cthulhu regardless, okay? All right, so we got a new video coming at some point on Patreon about oh yeah, V-Day Feed, V-Day Fid, Fat Zombie, and G-Tech. Thank you for the follows. Cthulhu fought into all three of you. I'm probably not going to see you guys on Thursday, unfortunately, but I will see you on Sunday. Go to bed tonight, know a little bit more than you did yesterday. See you guys again when the stars are right. Have a good night, day, or whatever time it is. Many more. Thank you for the follow. Get vaccinated. Stay safe. Love all you guys.